October 31st, 2019. It was more than just a typical Halloween for Kuro's gang. They were exposed to the internet for conducting numerous cybercrimes. Terrified by the consequences of their own actions, yet still stubbornly clinging on to the community that they have wronged and abused, Kuro's gang found themselves forsaken by the very people that once looked up to them. But this is not the end of their stories. This is just the beginning.
Hello again, dear viewers, and welcome back to my channel. After taking a short break, I'm now ready to finish what I started. If you're watching this video right now, then there's no doubt that you have seen my first inspection video I made about Kuro's gang. Few weeks have passed since then, as well as many things have also happened along the way. So for today's video, I'll be informing you about what has happened after I published my inspection video, clearing up a few details I may have glossed over in it, and giving you a little input about episode 2. Without any further ado, let's get started. What happened was Kuro's gang attempted to retaliate on my video by messing around in the comment section. Thank God YouTube had moderation features. The tactics Kuro's gang used were not very effective as far as I can tell. They consisted mostly of spreading misinformation and then straight up doxing people. I'll explain the full context of this in the next episode since this piece of evidence played quite a big role. As for Kuro himself, he didn't take me seriously until a week later. Kuro didn't even try to say anything publicly on social media to defend himself or promote some sort of backlash against me, but instead he proceeded to change the IDs of both his Steam and Discord accounts and also remove every traces of him taking port commission in the description of his workshop errands. You can use the Wayback Machine to confirm this.
Got him!
Kuro also mass deleted every single art post and model showcase on his Twitter and Steam art gallery as well. He also nuked his own PayPal. Yeah, totally sounds like something an innocent person would do in this kind of situation. As the shit show unfolded itself, a friend of mine named Mutix made a bold move without me knowing, had decided to contact Kuro to hear his side of the story. Except Kuro wasn't being very cooperative and started suspecting Mutix to be someone's agent and have him blocked. Oh no, Jackie's taking everything I said out of context. What do I do now? Yeah, let's ignore the fact that I spent more than 40 minutes exposing you for scamming and lying to your customers in full details. If Kuro was truly innocent, he would have had nothing to fear and would have tried to refute all of my claims and stood up for himself by now, instead of trying to change his identity and suspecting everyone to be a spy. To be fair, that doesn't look too good when you're on the defense.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
In other news,
RBG was instantly banned from OSFM server after the video started to gain traction. Little does Kuro know, I have many contacts in that server and shocking! I found out Kuro is a moderator of it. That means this little shit has free reign of censorship in that server. Ooh, some tasty corruption we have right here. Gibus also had his Twitter ID changed. He and Sauce Chicken didn't seem to realize the gravity of the situation right now. I have a few surprises coming up for you guys really soon, so don't even get cocky just yet. The first thing I forgot to mention in the previous video was that Kuro is a cloud chaser. If you pay attention to all of his add-ons on his workshop, you can easily conclude his pattern. If there's something trendy and there are obtainable materials lying around, then he will immediately jump shot to rush those stuff to SFM. Goblin Slayer, Panzer Corps, Land, Zelda, Link, Sans, Luigi, Io, Clone Commando, and even a fucking Monster Energy drink can because Norman Reedus drank it in Death Stranding. Also looky here, it's Terry Bogard who was recently added to Super Smash Bros. Funny how it took him very little time just to port all these stuff to SFM for free except for his commissions. Let's not forget how many times Kuro had intercepted other people's ports by stalking their progress in their Discord server and Twitters. This is even more apparent right after Megalo posted that Van tweet. It was instantly banned from OSFM server. And not even long after that, you approach Megalo, making it sound like you're not an entitled cloud chaser dipshit, when it's clear as hell that you were stalking him the whole time. If you proclaim you're not a cloud chaser, my friend, where are the other characters from those series? Oh wait, I forgot, silly me. Limited upload space on workshop. Limited upload space, my ass. Get a fucking life, you stalking creep. After digging around in the Wayback Machines, I found out that Kuro also uploaded a bunch of Battlefront EA models to SFM Workshop back in September 2017 and also had them taken down shortly afterward. From what I heard, these models were DMCA claimed by no one else but EA.
Boy! Strong in this one, the clout is.
You just love being the center of everything so much, don't you? Well, you got your wish!
Run, bitch! Run!
Okay, so the two other things that I had glossed over in the first inspection video were the scam cases of Gibus and RTV. Gibus' part was rather short due to not having enough sufficient evidence, as Gibus' confession to RBG was taking place in the Steam chat that dated all the way back to August 2018, and Steam will automatically remove chat logs once in a while. Thanks, Gaben. So for that part, you can take it with a grain of salt. But let me tell you one thing, it's just only the tip of Gibus' iceberg. As for RTV's case, at first I thought his testimony alone would have been enough to cover his part, which is pretty idiotic of me. So RBG and I contacted RTV once again to show this case thoroughly. Apparently, Sundown's commission was dated all the way back in January 2017. Kuro didn't even come into the picture yet until much later. RTV had planned to rip models from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven all the way back in 2016. And that caught the attention of Sundown, so he came to RTV to commission him to rip those models, and nothing was paid yet. Bear in mind, the deal was taking place in Steam chat, so there's no way to recover the chat logs. January 20, 2017. RTV sent Sundown some model files ripped from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven and a compiler script for Sundown to compile the models in 3ds Max. Sundown made a bunch of SFM posters with these models not long afterwards, and he was being a bit too tight-lipped when it comes to telling people where he even got them from. So that's our first clue. RTV also provided me the download link to the scripts and the RIP files, which he made public in August 23, 2019. If you take a look at the dates of those files on the Modify and Created tabs, you can easily put 2 and 2 together. And that's the second clue. April 18, 2017. That was when RTV created the Nier Automata script and had it sent to Sundown. However, there is no evidence of Sundown using this script for anything, so I can't draw any conclusion here. So up until this point, Sundown had a total of 46 models from RIP files and a compiler script to work with for only $25. That was quite a very good and cheap deal. June 21st, 2017. Kuro came into the picture and commissioned RTV to make the Persona script for him and also paid RTV $50 in advance for both of his and Sundown's commissions. So this transaction history is another clue. RTV later was forced to refund a complete $50 simply because it was taking too long despite how Sundown had the JoJo models and the script. August 5, 2017, RTV made a van post about the whole situation in his brother's server with the check logs taken from Steam. So that's another clue. You can also add his brother's testimony, which he left in the comment of the first inspection video, into the equations. August 12, 2017, RTV refunded Kuro $50, and that was the end of it. It truly sickens me to learn that there is room for immoral shit like this in the SFM community, and it can happen to anyone. The worst part here isn't the lack of awareness about these problems, but the fact that there are many people who choose to ignore them as long as they benefit from them, or they just don't care as long as they aren't directly involved. Sure, maybe there are many people out there that doesn't want to get involved in dramas and would rather stay out of it. But at what cost? No action is of no consequences.
So you will do nothing? Apathy is death, worse than death, because at least a rotting corpse feeds the beasts and insects.
Apathy is the acceptance of the unacceptable, and these actions only further encourage vice. How do you think people like Kuro will ever mature if they can't even tell the difference between right and wrong? That these actions have severe consequences. That doesn't help at all when Kuro committed fraud when he was only 16, and he's been doing it for nearly 3 years up to this moment. Do you think Kuro can even feel any remorse for his actions? And if I hadn't called him out, what kind of person would he become in the next decade?
These are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into.
Now imagine if you're his parents or his siblings. Can you bear the shame of knowing your child, your fellow brother, whom has been a big part in your entire life to this very moment, turn out to be a disgraceful cyber criminal right under your care the entire time? After a lot of reconsideration, I don't actually believe Sundown is as bad as Kuro, but is he innocent? No. Not when there's so much clues pointing towards him. But since this commission was out of the way back in 2017, it's pretty much water under the bridge at this point. And Sundown isn't the main focus of this investigation, and there are also no recent reports of this kind of behavior from him, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Whether Sundown is currently a different person trying to make up for his past or not, I'll let his own actions speak for himself. As for Kuro, I despise every fiber of his being. He has no redeemable quality whatsoever. So now we learn that Kuro's scam activity started all the way back in 2017. Quite an impressive criminal record right there, don't you think, Kuro? You fucking piece of dog shit!
There is no such thing as innocence. Only degrees of guilt.
I don't have a precise release day for it, so I'm not entirely sure myself either, as the project itself is a very stressful workload, from gathering evidence to researching new information in order to come up with any conclusions. All I can say is I'll get it done as soon as I can. I've also heard from quite a few people telling me the first inspection video was a bit too long for their taste, which is understandable. Now, truth be told, I'm mainly an animator on this channel, and never in my entire career had I ever gone to the point of making videos exposing a certain group of people for something, so I'm still quite inexperienced in this field of work. At first, I've tried to reach out to other content creators whom I am acquainted with, like Pixelprice, but due to him knowing next to nothing about the SFM community and was also being busy with his Discord Predator hunting series, so I didn't have much of a choice and had to do it myself. He did give me some useful advice to help me dealing with this investigation and also commented on the video. Maybe he will have his say once he gets the full picture of these situations. And as for episode 2, it will be turned into a mini-series, and each episode will be dumbed down into a reasonable watch length, so you don't have to sit on your Thai butts for another 2 hours just to see the end of this shit show. I appreciate all of your inputs for the video, and I'll do my best to improve my work from here, and I'll see you guys in the next inspection video.
But until then, Kuro will continue changing his identity, living a quiet life, hoping that the police and the outraged people of the internet will never find him, and returning only when the drama has ended, to repeat this vicious cycle once more. Whether Kuro and his entire gang will get away scot-free or finally get the punishment they all deserve, only time will tell.